Welcome back, episode 35. Yes, I had to look down to find out which episode it was,
You could call it Exorcast After Dark.
because we're talking about some porno. Lots of Vinegar Syndrome titles tonight,
Yep, all
and
of them.
I'm into it.
Oddly enough, we're not talking about the big Pornhub purge of 2020, where
Yeah, that was.
unless your account was verified, they deleted all that. Not that I'm ever familiar with such things.
I don't have a
I just saw an article.
Pornhub account.
Oh,
I
I
saw
don't
an
either.
article.
I don't either. I mean, I like to lurk in the shadows. So I'm on
Sure,
Pornhub.
sure, Chuck, sure.
You do realize that's more creepy, right? Yeah, you said I just like to lurk in the shadows. I'm sorry.
Think of that in the most non-creepy way, and then apply it to me.
Chuck's just here to watch.
Exactly.
Here to watch. Speaking of watching,
as some shows say, phrasing.
That watching is a plot point of this movie we're talking about today.
A good.
I need to finish that last season of Archer, by the way. So yeah, this is Porno from 2020, and it is streaming on Shudder, and it is a Fangoria Sin State film, just like Castle Freak was 2 weeks ago.
Not to be confused with the old SRS title called Horno that came out in 2009.
Or Gore Whore, or any of the other,
This being called Porno will probably never see the light of day on Walmart, right?
Oh, God, no.
Probably not.
Not unless they give it a new name.
This was directed by Keola Rochella?
Yep.
Close enough for me.
He also is...
That's right, Lucio Fulci.
Right. My only person that kept my Christmas shirt on. Oh, okay. I thought you switched.
Do you think we all just randomly got up and changed our clothes?
You were here between episodes, man.
You disappeared. He took his hat off. I forgot he was wearing the shirt. So
I went and took a piss, but I mean...
All right. Okay, carry on.
You have not heard of anything this person's probably done, because I've got movies here, Above the Sea, Emergency Contact, Two Sisters, and this movie was directed in 2019 but came out on Shudder this year. And then he directed something this year called Beast Under the Bed. But I mean, that you don't know. This is a relatively unknown director with an unknown cast.
Yeah.
With a character that remind me of CM Punk. Except for the whole
that's the intention.
Except for the whole Christian part of it.
That's the intention.
Explain this plot, somebody.
Okay, so...
It's not that hard. God damn, Chuck.
This is like middle America. Very, very religious Christian town. And
gotta be like the 80s, right? Would you say? 80s, 90s?
I was going to go with 90s.
Somewhere in that range.
Probably early to mid 90s. So very, very big Christian town. All these people, there's 5 employees at this movie theater. And when their shift starts, before they open up...
It's like 6. But anyway, it's fine. I just was checking it out. Go ahead.
Before they open up, you've got the owner who literally stands in a prayer circle with them, makes them hold hands, and they pray. And you can tell none of the kids are really into it.
Ew.
And then they go around...
Technically, except for one. He works the camera.
Yeah, the projectionist.
But anyway.
So they go on to do their jobs. Chaz has been promoted to manager, and she is the only female, and she is helping out here. We have our
it should be pointed out this movie is not exactly subtle, because what is Chaz short for?
Chastity.
Yep.
So 2 of the guys, I think Abe and Todd, are like best friends.
Probably.
Todd has gotten into some trouble for being like a peeping Tom. And there is one other guy. His name is Jeff. Heavy Metal Jeff.
I said, let's get that right, sir. You put some heavy metal on that.
Heavy metal Jeff.
But Heavy Metal Jeff doesn't listen to heavy metal. So
he listens to fucking hardcore.
And he's straight edge with
And
X's on
he's
hands.
Edge. That's correct. Chuck's never
I've
seen
never seen.
X's on hands before.
No, I've seen the deal, but the thing with me is I've never seen a straight edge person that was also a Christian person.
There's lots of them.
That seems like that's a lot of potential to be a very annoying person in real life. But now,
I
heavy
think
metal.
honestly, you're probably right, but that's the reason why most people aren't that far down the edge road. Would you agree? I think W would
It's
have to
probably worse when they're also vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, vegan, Edge, and Born Again.
I don't know
Which
anybody that is all three.
CM Punk is all but Born Again, but CM Punk, I feel like he acts a lot like this guy. This guy looks a lot like CM Punk in a way, like if CM Punk was like more cracked, more look like crackhead. But I mean, like the bags under his eyes, the haircut. He gave me CM Punk vibes for some reason.
Anyway.
Yeah. So after each night, they actually we can date this film because Encino Man and A League of Their Own is playing.
Yeah. Encino Man and League of Their Own, yeah.
So while we're doing this, I'm going to look that up. But
it's only on Friday. It's only on Fridays, by the way.
It's 91.
They
92.
said they only have a film night on Fridays. So
after all the patrons leave and they clean up, they get to pick a movie and they get to stay late and watch it. And then the owner comes back to pick the projectionist up at midnight.
Because he's vegan, Edge.
No, he's straight edge, and he
Born Again and can't drive.
For whatever reason, he can't drive. Everybody has their own crutch in this film.
Yeah, true.
And we've got one other guy, and I just had this up, and I fucking looked up A League of Their Own. Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah.
And Ricky just got back from baseball camp. Yeah, he got back from camp. So there's some random guy creeping around town, followed two of the guys to the theater. He gets in after hours and is running around, and he legitimately looks like demented psycho bum.
Meth head.
Yeah, that's what Heavy Metal Jeff keeps saying, that he's a cracked out guy, and he literally runs straight through what they thought was a wall. On the other side of like a banner that was hanging was a boarded up hallway. And it goes down into a basement in another theater, and they start looking at shit. They find some movies, and one of them doesn't have any Vinegar Syndrome in it. It is a full film in the canister. And they decide that's what they're going to watch.
And one thing I do want to point out, in that area, I don't know if I'm assuming you saw some of this. Credit to the makers. Maybe it was already there, maybe not. Those were actually legitimate posters for real pornos that were on the wall. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah. And the movie they end up watching looks like something Vinegar Syndrome would probably release.
It looks like
Antrim.
it is very 70s, like art house Satanist looking. So deep colors, flashing,
psychedelia.
Yeah, it's very psychedelic. And there is a guy. He is naked, and I believe he is sacrificing a naked woman. They're dancing quite a bit, and Heavy Metal Jeff is absolutely against this, and
he didn't want to show the movie in the first place because he treats his projector like his fucking child.
Yes.
And he was right, though. They should never watch it.
So they finish the film. After it being shut off once, someone else turns it back on, locks himself in the projection room, and they break the projector. But this woman in it, she comes out of the film. And this woman is Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all kind of hiding from her, but she is kind of bringing out their deep desires and, well, killing them once those desires are fulfilled.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like she got like fake pubic hair taped down there too. Did you notice that? It looks like it just looks fake to me.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, they could have just been pubes because it was
I'm
supposed to be
just
the
saying.
70s, so they could have just not
That's what I'm
shaved.
saying. Like that's what I mean. On that one, I couldn't tell you if they faked it or not because I mean the movie's supposed to be. First of all, the movie's supposed to be in the '90s, but the porn theater or the extra room is filled with like posters from the '70s, basically.
Oh, my whole thing about this movie is I like the idea of it. I like the concept of it. It goes and it has a plot that's interesting. I'll give it that much. But it seems like maybe it could have done a little more of what it had to work with. Like I feel like it's there. It sets it up good. It delivers in some areas, but in some areas it kind of slacks a little bit.
I'll agree with
Maybe
that.
I wanted more
I could
gore
agree
or
with that.
something here.
I
Yeah,
could agree
Maybe
with
I
that
wanted
too.
more porn. I mean, no.
yeah. It
I
doesn't
mean,
go all the way. And for a movie called Porno, it needs to go all the way.
Oh yeah, this is not anything to do with an actual porno.
it's
Yeah.
only a porno in the sense that it is loaded with nudity, and the only reason why it's loaded with nudity is because Lilith is naked for most of the movie.
Well, it was probably a porno theater when it
And that
originally
too.
opened.
That too. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of if you think it's going to be a porno in that way, Lilith's naked. That's about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and apparently the pubes are
I
fake by the pube expert over here.
yes,
Yeah.
apparently.
I mean, I think that's fake. But
I
well, the other
kind
one
of
is
want
it
you. I
really.
kind of want you to get business cards now, or make a
Oh
wrestling
yeah,
persona based on.
I get business
He
cards
he
made.
lurks. What do you say? He lurks and
Hey, no, pitch it to Grooms, his new wrestling gimmick. He can be the lurker.
The lurker. He lurks in chat rooms, lurks in the porn sites. Like to stay anonymous, just hang around.
I mean, if the guy's already got a stripper persona, so I mean,
That's true.
but anyway, I don't disagree that it could have done itself better. The twists that the story took in terms of the characters, I admit that like half of that kind of thing I could have seen coming.
yeah.
In pun not intended, but in the case of this particular movie, I kind of was okay with that. I could see that coming because I kind of wanted that. Like the movie basically creates a world where you want the twists, some of the twists that the movie has in it. You want the extra added pieces of some of the characters that the movie has in it. And those things kind of make it a little better than average for me.
I mean, and deep down, this is a black comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes. Heavy Metal Jeff, in and of himself, is the entirety of the black comedy almost.
Nobody calls him Heavy Metal Jeff,
I know. I said
but yet
everybody
everybody calls him Heavy Metal Jeff.
calls
Jeff's vice was smoking,
yes. Which
and
again, that was really well done.
yeah, yeah. I won't get into any of the other vices because two of them are twists essentially.
Yeah,
Um,
basically.
but no, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like Morgan and I were watching this, and we laughed a lot at it. And
Well written.
it was, and she was commenting on Heavy Metal Jeff's edge because I am straight edge, and she was comparing me with him, and I'm like really nothing like that, except I will 100% tell you if something is hardcore and not heavy metal if you don't know.
I texted W as I was watching the movie 10 minutes in, and I go, I'm not sure if you're having flashbacks, and he thought that I meant that I thought he was being Heavy Metal Jeff, and I said no, I'm referring to his boss. But
Yes, I work for a
I did.
Christian company.
Well, yeah, I asked if y'all started out your day the same way the Thieves started out their day. But the thing is like the whole stuff that he considers breaking edge, I find kind of humorous. Like in his terms of breaking edges, he cannot be aroused by anything.
yeah, is that Edge or is that his born againness? I feel like that's
Uh,
more his born again.
Probably. I mean, straight edge. You're getting down into it. You're not going to have promiscuous sex, but this is nowhere near that. Maybe he just didn't
Yeah,
want the temptation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was probably my favorite character in the movie, though.
it's the best character. It's up there. He's one of the best characters, if not the best character. Yeah.
He did,
And
I
the
mean, he had
story he
good,
tells about
yeah.
his uncle being a nom,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
and then it happening. It's awesome, hilarious.
Yeah.
Of
That's
course,
the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like, I think I kind of half jokingly suggested this because we were like thinking about like other stuff, and I was like, this is up there. And funnily enough, unlike Castle Freak, this actually gets a banner on the top of the Shudder page and stuff that it's there and stuff. So they at least put a little bit of effort into actually pitching that they had it.
And I will say the artwork on Shudder is way better than the artwork that the actual poster has.
I mean, the artwork the poster has is kind of going for the vibe of.
It's got that that
type of
70s.
But that being said, in that fact, it's also not right for the movie it's on. Like
the
one
Blu-ray
that
I
Shudder
got coming
uses
has
that-
a bad cover, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is the poster we're looking at on IMDb?
This is the actual film artwork.
Yeah.
That's the artwork on the Blu-ray you got coming?
Yeah. Which is still good artwork.
It's good artwork, but it's unrepresentative.
I prefer the Shudder one, but you know, the biggest issue with this thing is it should have done something. Should have figured out a way to actually give us more of a body count.
Yeah, and I also think it was a little slow. It was a little slow in the early going in terms of like kind of really getting rolling. And so like I mentioned, I liked the twist, but it took a while to get to some of those twists.
It feels like they're scared to kill anybody in this movie.
Yes, I do think that is true. And that is a problem with this movie.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's fun to watch.
Yes,
the end of it
does not have a high body count.
No.
But I will say this is not a movie to be taken seriously. It's just kind of fun.
It is
fun. Like, I forget which one it was, but one of the posters in the porn theater, like I legitimately had heard something about another company getting ready to release it, or someone talking about it online or something, and then there it is in the movie. I'm like, holy shit, okay, it's like, speaking as somebody who actually used to like go to not like back then, but like recently, and when I was in New Jersey, there was a place that would show 35 millimeter movies, and it was like just this little hole in the wall like theater that people kind of turned into a community theater. Looked kind of like the theater that was boarded up, in this movie, and looked, it nails the feel. That's the one thing I also will say about this movie that's really good is, like, we've mentioned that some of the other movies are more subtle about it. Yeah, this movie is telling you it's in 1991, but you kind of buy it. I mean, like, it's not filmed necessarily like it's 1991, but like you can buy the world, you can buy the universe in it.
Yeah. Also, the plot thing, which you can't say too much about it because you don't want to spoil like one of the guy's vices or whatever.
Yeah.
But their plot, the resolve all of this at the end, is quite humorous.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because they think they've got it all figured out.
Just a few more minutes.
It's a bit longer. Come on, a bit longer. Come on.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this.
Me too.
I don't really even know if there's much more to say about it. If you guys have anything,
I will say I enjoyed it more than I thought I did. That thought I would. That is another big thing.
The
I
same,
definitely thought
yeah.
I expected a little bit more, but what we got wasn't bad. Which
I didn't expect much, so I got more than what I was hoping for, and I was happy with it.
Kind of the same here. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm going.
I'm going with 3 also.
All right.
Definitely worth a look. So, and it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very long.
I hate to keep bringing that shit up, but I mean, like, when we keep running into movies that are too goddamn long and they're 90 minutes.
98 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. We forgot to mention on the last show that Debo died.
Oh yeah.
Zeus.
You can cover that. Yeah.
Tiny Zeus Lester.
I think he had corona symptoms, right?
He did.
And country legend Charlie Pride died.
Who?
Charlie Pride.
I don't know who that is.
His name was Good Morning. He's like the only black guy in country for years, Yeah. There it is. Also, wrestling fame, by the way, Zeus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it was I read was he had corona symptoms. They got better because he had them like earlier, and then he said he was kind of starting to have them again, and then he got
And No Holds Barred. I want everybody to watch No Holds Barred. It's underrated. It's the gym. The word is that Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon got coked up in a hotel and come up with the concept of it.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't think they have a writing credit for it, but apparently it was their idea, and that's how it came to be.
Is that how you also explain Thunder in Paradise?
Yeah, it would make sense because
Or
Suburban
Santa with
Commando
muscles.
or
Santa with
yeah.
muscles.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what we should have reviewed. We should have reviewed Santa with muscles. No,
I just got the Blu-ray for Santa with muscles.
I bet you did. I bet
That
you
was
bought it too.
that
No,
was a
I
joke.
didn't. I've got that. I've got the Blu-ray No Holds Barred. I need Suburban Commando, but I'm holding out for the Blu-ray.
I've got it on DVD.
Maybe they'll give us a double feature with Mr. Nanny, right?
I
Mr.
just want
Nanny.
them to interview. I want him to interview Undertaker for his scene in Suburban Commando.
Yeah. Well, there's the Three Ninjas movie with Hulk Hogan, right?
That movie sucked.
What is that? A 3, I think.
Yeah.
Three Ninjas 3, yeah. Something Mountain.
Nah,
It's got Hogan wearing a hairpiece, though, right?
it's a
My
weird
kids
time.
love the first.
Weird
My kids love the first one. I don't think they've seen the second Three Ninjas.
Hey, I've never watched anything but the first Three Ninjas, and I thought it was great when I was a kid. Did I got Tone Loc in it?
Did it?
Or was that something else? What movie had Tone Loc in it? He said, "Brothers don't surf." Which movie was that? That Surf
That would
Ninjas.
be Surf Ninjas.
Surf
that one.
Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas. There it is. Not to be, yeah, Surf Ninjas. So many ninja movies.
There were a
It's
lot of
good
ninja
time.
movies. Yeah.
Yes, there were. Yeah.
So many kids ninja movies.
Maybe they bring
you
that
know.
shit back in that style too. Those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Those ninja movies.
Well, 90s are popular again. I don't know why we just don't make 90s style movies anymore, right?
We do. Porno.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, have we talked all about the Scream 5 stuff coming out?
You can cover that. I really just don't want to mention. Go
Well,
ahead.
I mean, it's pretty well done, but it's not coming out till like 2021 or 2022, I think.
Got to make sure the
Wow.
theaters are safe.
Is Disney involved in it like they are with the 5 billion other fucking things that were announced in the last year since recorded?
Maybe, because I know it was a Miramax property, wasn't it? Well, then it was. Well, Anchor Bay released Part 4, so I don't know. That's all I got, though.
Earlier in this week, when I woke up in the morning, Google was fucked up. And so I couldn't open YouTube.
Didn't work.
I couldn't open YouTube. I couldn't open almost any game I have through which I'm signed in through Google Gaming. And that's because people just let Google have all the access to everything, basically. And so when it goes down, rare as it is, there are stories of like people who were sitting in their kids' room in the dark because the Google activated light in their room wouldn't turn on because Google was down. You know, like shit like that.
Maybe we got too much power in Google's hands.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Google is like that. Disney is like that times 10, basically, right now.
Well, there's a lot of stuff coming out from Disney. Of course, they're trying to keep their Disney Plus rolling, you know?
Focus 2.
Everything. I guarantee you next year, I'm going to make a prediction right now, boys. I'll make you a gentleman wager of $1 that before next year is over, they're going to announce a new Nightmare Before Christmas movie for Disney Plus.
I'm not taking that bet, but I also don't think they're going to do it.
I don't think they'll do that.
I think they will.
I will say that I am not 100% sure that HBO Max survives next year without being bought out by someone else.
Well, it just got announced that you can put it on Roku now.
It also just got announced that much like Netflix, Dave Chappelle got mad that HBO Max put his show on without asking him. And so at the end of the year, they're going to pull Dave Chappelle's show off of HBO Max. He said it was because there was like a clip of him talking about it. And he said it was because when he first wanted to do the show, he actually asked HBO if they wanted it first. And HBO basically was like, why the hell we want you? And now they wanted his show. So he's like, well, fuck you, basically.
I mean, that just joins the list
Good for him.
A bunch of directors that's upset with HBO, right? Because they don't like the idea of their movies going straight to that.
Yeah, but with all due respect, I care about my health more than I do about their paycheck, so fuck them.
Well, ain't you read? Tennessee don't care about none of that. They don't do nothing around here. They don't even make you wear a mask in Walmart anymore.
Jesus Christ.
I wear mine. I have several different ones I wear.
You should report that to actual like Walmart because I'm pretty sure.
Walmart, the company, probably is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they like it. But you know, I like to think I probably had corona at some point already. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not
It's
bragging.
at this point that we'd like to remind you that Chuck has been wrestling over the course of the past I don't know how many months in a row.
We took 2 weeks off in the pandemic started.
My cousin got um
Vaccine.
the vaccine today. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like a series of them.
there's two.
Yeah.
My wife will be getting it, I think, start of the year.
I'm holding off a little bit, but I am going to get it.
Well, we gotta make sure nobody turns to a zombie first.
No,
my
I just more mean
my cousin works in a
I'm not on
hospital.
the top, not on the high end list of people to get it right now. So
My cousin works in a hospital, and then
wife,
of course my wife's a
works in
teacher. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get us back to normal or not. You know, maybe it will. Hopefully it will.
It won't, because people won't get it. A lot of people will get it, but enough people won't get it that I side with most of the people who are basically saying, if you honestly believe that we're going to be back to normal by the end of next year, that's probably a long shot because of that fact.
Well, you could make them, but then you got the whole Constitution thing. You know.
I really think that by this point, I agree with your theory there, but I also think by this point that I think the last few months have kind of established that sometimes people who don't say that the Constitution is flexible, they really think the Constitution is flexible.
But I mean, it's like my area. I don't know why, but like nobody around here wants to do anything. Like it's like even the rest of the company, you know, that I'm in, they shut down for 2 weeks. You know, which I missed longer than that. I stayed gone for a while before I went back. But you know, there's been a couple of wrestling shows that had corona outbreaks. There's been a few that actually are closed for the rest of the year now because
the major companies have had outbreaks. WWE and I think to my knowledge AEW has had minor ones, and Impact apparently barely tests people. They test them, but
they do a temperature check.
Yeah.
And then the only reason they tested everybody this last time was because somebody tested positive. But you know, from what I hear from my sources, they made the employees pay for their own COVID test.
That doesn't shock me. You don't have the money for the rest of it.
Yeah. So had to go get the rapid test or whatever. Had to go pay for it.
So you only know if you're actually 50% accurate or not. That's smart.
Yeah.
I retweet every so often the reviews from Scarina on Scarina's blog of Scary Scariness. In reality, Scarina is a New York City mortuary assistant or mortician. I don't really know the exact term there, but I do know that I think, judging by her tweets, that I think in the last month or so she got a positive test, had to quarantine for a bit. It was fairly mild from what she said, but I mean, she's been being pretty goddamn careful. But also, she's a mortuary assistant. She's an essential worker. It sucks, basically.
Well, you hear like that's what's wild. You know, there's people that don't take no precautions at all, and they don't get sick. And then you got people that's like super careful, and yet they end up still getting sick. You know, it's a bad hand. You know. Don't y'all know that? You know, I am an advocate of buying cheap stuff at the Dollar Tree when they got something new that's interesting. So they got a new toy line called Final Fiction.
I already watched your review, Chuck.
Did you? Well, I mean, it's like a ripoff between G.I. Joe and Alien and Halo or whatever. And that is a very popular review that I've got for some reason. I did all these movie reviews last week, and this one video about these Dollar Tree toys has like trumped them already.
Well, I think I was your second like, and I watched it this morning.
Well, at least you wasn't like my dear family member Ethan that commented whack at the bottom just to be an a-hole. Yeah. But
family member, you mean tag team? No, not tag team partner. Sorry.
No, he turned on us. He turned on us.
I misremembered the story. That's right. Sorry.
And I've wrestled him 6 times, and I've beat him 5 out of 6 times. So I think I'm the one that looks the best out of that.
I could say something there, but I'm not going to do that.
What? I'm jobbing him out.
That's not what I'm saying. If I say that, we get into an argument about other things. I'm not going to say it. So no.
Are you about to say it's predetermined? Or are you about to say it's fake?
Those are your words, not mine.
Yeah. but now, I feel like almost at this point I could have made a whole vlog, like a whole YouTube channel where I didn't do nothing but buy Dollar Tree stuff and made more of a hit than I did my movie
Honestly,
stuff.
you probably would. People post on Facebook, when Dollar Tree gets new DVDs in.
Which
you could take a thing out of Five Below stuff too, the same way.
Yeah, I bought Uwe Boll, right? That's how you pronounce the name? Uwe. But I got Beard drops his head. I bought Rampage. I thought I bought all 3 Rampage movies, and I realized I bought the first one twice. I got the DVD and the Blu-ray, but I thought it was I don't know why. I bought it 2 different trips, and I thought I was getting a different movie. But I have part 2 and 3, but I do not have part 1. But there's a lot of Scream Factory stuff popping up at the Dollar Tree, though.
That's surprising. Are you talking like IFC stuff?
That type of stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, yeah. Because the Child's Play that popped up was the MGM release.
Yeah, that'll always happen. But
yeah, man, but it's Blu-ray though, and like I said, there's a lot of like just random like IFC / Scream Factory stuff that's popping up there. So it's worth going out of your way to look out Dollar Tree these days because you get some pretty good stuff. And I bought one of your favorite movies there, News Finder. I thought I had it laying over here, but I purchased Rubber for $1.
It's about worth that.
I watched it years ago when it came out.
Like I say, it's about half of an interesting movie, so it's about worth that.
Has anybody heard about this yet?
That's I know I've seen the name.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's on the Vudu right now if anybody's interested in it. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I hear it's more of a comedy.
I was going to say, parts of it look really good, then parts of it do not, at least from the trailer. I watched it a few months ago.
Jackie Brown. Yeah, but I got it. I'm going to watch it. Like I said, I watched Possessor, which I recommend. Probably a solid 4 out of 5 on that. It's weird, though. See, I'm trying to extend this episode, boys. I think I ran out of material.
That's okay.
We're just kind of letting you go. But I'm pretty sure we're out of material as well. I know that I don't think we know what we're reviewing next week. I know what we were talking about doing, so we'll see if that comes to pass. Do you not remember?
Antebellum?
Yeah. Because we got to get some of the stuff that's for this year, and if we're gonna do a best of for the end of the year, so
some of us have to go get a copy of Antebellum.
Oh, I can.
There are ways.
I can just let you log into my Vudu account.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be like I go to the old Family Video Weekly. I'm sure I can find it there if not now.
Save
whatever.
Video store.
Get you some CBD while you're there.
Yeah, I want that. Look here, the hardest stuff I take is ibuprofen, boys.
Hey,
and
maybe your ass wouldn't hurt so much.
Excuse me?
Well, whatever.
Back, man.
My back.
I'm sorry. I just know that you fell and you were in the shower with grooms.
No, that's how rumors get started now. That's how rumors get started. I was in his house. He was in the other room. The door was locked.
In his shower.
I hop in the shower.
This part's going to be very chopped up because there's a lot of dead space in there. But yeah.
And as soon as I hop up in the shower, there it went.
You hopped up in the... No, I got you.
Yeah. But either way, I'm a legit injured man here right now. I could have tore muscle.
I would like to point out you have barely coughed this entire 2 episodes of recording we have done, so kudos for that.
Well, I'm over the illness that I had previously. But I still cough because I got allergies. But when I cough, I feel like I'm dying, so I try not to cough as much as possible.
Thought it was COVID.
Yeah, who knows, right, at this point. But I have no outside bruises for this fall, though, which is odd.
So you're saying you have internal injuries?
It's all eternal.
And yet you're not seeing a doctor.
Well, I mean...
It all took place internally.
They can't do anything. They can't do anything about it. I mean...
Freezing.
I mean, is that like... shouldn't there be outside bruising for falling that hard though?
Depends how you fall.
I T-boned the side of the tub. I dropped the elbow on.
Okay, that's a little clearer.
Like here's the tub. The tub is this is the side of the tub. This is my arm and this is my rib cage. I went pow like that. Okay.
I wish I.
What? We're trying to have a chart. I don't have a chart to draw for you guys. But yeah.
We'll get you a chalkboard like Matt Stryker used to have.
But it was like rib area, back area, right there. There's the tender spot right there. That's tender right there at the bottom.
This has been WebMD with Exorcast.
Well, look here. I have no trouble breathing, obviously, so I don't think nothing's broke. But when I cough, it does not feel good. So I feel like we have either muscles contracting, so it's a muscle issue. I think.
Don't. Don't.
What? Maybe it's sciatic nerve.
Not you.
Okay. I don't know, boys. I mean, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, so I'm going to have to... Y'all smart. Diagnose it.
You really don't want W to diagnose that. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Well, that's the end of this episode.
I believe W and I at once say at the same point, I believe it's time for you to shut up, Chuck.
Thanks for watching. Share, subscribe, like it. We'll see you in January. And Chuck, hope you heal up good, bud.
Yep.
I hope so too.
Tell Ryan, take it easy on you.
Yeah.
See if you can keep being out. See if you can keep being outside the ring. Okay.
Yeah.